Hello there, it's been a little while. I've been making lots of progress on the village. I've got really into tree building. Made a few new buildings, a few decorations just to make things look nicer. And also, I may have gone insane and built an entire sky wall to keep the snow out. Yeah, so we might have to address that first. That is definitely the most time-consuming task that I've committed myself to. And so we'll go look at that first. Ooh, I've expanded my disc collection here, as you might be able to see. I've got Creator and Precipice, and also I believe this one here is new. Ward. Okay, so enough of that. Might be able to get a glimpse at some of the changes I've made. You might notice there's a little less snow outside, which is because of what I mentioned earlier. So we'll go take a look at that. So first thing first, we'll re-equip all my armor so I don't die. Let's head down here to the secret passageway. Go down here, past the mine, past the Neverwort farm, and instead of going up here to the Nether portal, we continue on up these ladders. Where does this lead me? Oh, this just leads back up to the back of the house. I forgot I had a beehive there. And that's the Christmas tree. It's now a year-round fixture. Then we go up here. We arrive at the path. Here we can look over the house from the back. There's a snow golem over there. Unfortunately can't zoom, because Optifine still has not updated to 1.21. Which is annoying. It's been months. It's been months at this point. Oh, whatever. You can see a sneak peek of my trees. And so this takes us up to the sky roof, but if we continue down here, this leads from the wall here. So this is another way you can access it. Yeah, not really sure what I'm doing out here. Just ignore this. That's all work in progress behind the scenes. So now we begin the long trek up the inside of the mountain. Hopefully there'll be no mobs that'll have spawned here. I think Endermen still spawn here occasionally. Yeah, so the deal with this sky roof I built is I was just fed up of it constantly snowing. And I know, what's that be there? And I know that's my fault because I built my base in a snow biome. But I mean, I like a little bit of snow. But it just keeps snowing on all my paths and everything. It's annoying. So I finally took action because I got fed up of, you know, using carpets to hide glowstone in the floor because it just looked a bit unnatural. You got to make a little jump here. So I thought, you know what, glass roof. It's all the way up at build height, so you can't quite see it from here. We got to go all the way up this scaffolding, which takes about 5 minutes, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to fly. And here we are on the sky roof. I originally made the mistake of building a block below sky level. I'm not sure why I did that. I think for some reason I got it in my head that snow falls at sky level, which is wrong, but it would be too much effort to mine it all up, so I've just put torches everywhere to stop snow from falling. I haven't stopped these little bits here. Yeah, but I realised my mistake and built everything else at sky level so I wouldn't have to torch spam. And you may notice there are a lot of gaps, and that's because a little bit into this project I realised how much glass I would actually need. Because I have quite an easy access to glass because I can just, you know, continuously trade with my villagers infinitely until I have enough glass. But you see, this section here is from several sessions of trading with villagers, and each time getting about 5 or so stacks of glass. And a stack of glass, I mean, one of these rows probably isn't even a stack. Well, it's probably more than a stack. And so, yeah, 5 stacks a time suddenly doesn't seem that much. And so I realised I had to play it a bit more strategically. So I've specifically placed the glass over paths and areas where I don't have buildings, because most of my buildings are designed to not get snow on the roofs anyway. But yeah, there's still a few gaps where snow falls, particularly in alleyways. So I'll fix that when I notice them, but I can only really do that when it's snowing, so I just have to, next time it snows, see where the snow is still falling and patch it up. There's parts of the village, I don't want to completely eradicate the snow, there's parts of it I still quite like the snow. Yeah, on the whole I just want to clear it from the paths and free areas without having to glowstone carpet over everything. The easiest solution would have just been not to build in a snow biome. In fact, if I had built a few blocks over here, it's literally a forest. I could have just built my entire village a few places to the side and I wouldn't be dealing with this at all, but oh well, you know, I'd have to go back in time, what, 2.5 years to fix that mistake? No doing that now. Damn, I started this world right at the start of my first year of uni, and now I'm graduated. Pretty crazy, huh? Been keeping up with this world for a while. Alright, let's just drop down here. Hope I have my wings on. Alright, so I guess we'll go in order. I'm pretty sure I showed that building over there in my last... Oh god, chicken on the balcony there. I'm sure I showed that building, but what I don't think I've shown is this wagon here. I built this a little while ago. I just needed something to go in the empty space beside the blacksmith, and I didn't really fancy having another building here because I think the blacksmith should just stand on its own. And yeah, it's a nice little wagon. Don't know how it would get out because it's bigger than the bridge and bigger than any of the doors, but we don't need to consider that. Could still use with a bit of decoration inside, but I'll get to that at some point, as I eventually will with everything, hopefully. Seriously, Optifine, make 1.21 already. I can't do any dramatic zooms. Alright, moving on to the next biggest thing, and probably one of my proudest builds, is the tree over there. I think this is probably the best angle to view it from. Very proud of this, because I've always been... I think trees and boats are two builds I've never really got the hang of. I have built a boat in this world. It's nowhere near the village, it's near the ice castle, which is one of my first major builds that I've since never done anything with because it's too far away. There's still some axolotls under there. They're probably starved to death by now. Yeah, so I've tried my hand at building a boat, although I still definitely haven't mastered that. I kind of want to build like a boat frozen in the ice here somewhere. This might be a good spot. Maybe a small raft anchored up here by the sewer entrance. But yeah, this is my... Well, it's not my first attempt at the tree. The Christmas tree is technically my first one, but that doesn't really count. This is like a proper tree. Like something you'd see in a park. And yeah, I'm quite proud of it. Actually, my inspiration for this tree was a Grian video, of all things, where he sort of just explained how to build the tree. I think the thing that really helped me was sort of the explanation that the sum of the branches should be equal to the trunk. So all those branches going off, which you can't quite see it, you'd be able to see if I had zoom. I don't, because Optifine. But yeah, the branches are probably about equal, or each section of the branches are about equal to the volume of that main trunk there. And if we get a bit closer to the tree, we'll be able to see some additional details. Oh yeah, I just had you locked up here for a while, haven't I? You got some spruce in there. Nice. Alright, so getting real up close and personal with the tree. We've got a little bench here, and underneath here you can see all the branches up closer. And we got a nice little swing. Gotta have a sad Naruto swing beneath your tree. Yeah, very happy with this tree. I think it looks cool from pretty much every angle, which is more than I can say for my other tree, but I'll get I'll get to that in a moment. I literally just built that this morning, so still a work in progress. Yeah, really proud of this tree. And then we got 2 little market stalls here. Yeah, just wanted something to fill up the empty space. Might get a villager to living here, just to give some more life to it. Looks like it's in use. Or maybe not even a villager, maybe some other mob. And then moving up, I've decorated this courtyard area here, just because I thought it was a bit lifeless. And so we've got a nice little cherry blossom tree, which has got some snow on the leaves there, but I think that actually kind of works. We've got a few benches here. We've had some plants, some greenery. So the thing with the benches here is I intend for this building to be a hospital. So these are just the benches you'd see outside the hospital. And I thought a cherry blossom tree just kind of fit. We've got a little rose bush here. I also added some trees just to make the area behind look a little less dead. I do actually have a plan for a little building back here, but I'm keeping that secret for now. Also, I don't know if I've mentioned, but this is meant to be a prison. I'm not sure if you would have a prison and a hospital directly opposite each other. Maybe there's a lot of riots going on here. Oh, if you're living in the UK right now, that's a pretty topical word, but yeah, maybe they have a lot of crossover. Just a few flowers here, bring this area together. And this area I decided is going to be a carpenter shop. We've got some logs stored out here. Then in here we've got a nice little workshop, which is built from my memory of having to do DT, design technology, in school. And one of the subjects in that was basically sort of woodwork. I was never very good at it. It's probably the subject I was worst at. Probably wouldn't have a working saw blade like that in a classroom, but you know, sort of fits the vibe. Oh yeah, and this wall wasn't here before. I basically just added a little prison courtyard, just because I felt there was a bit of empty space here that needed filling. And speaking of empty space, there's a bit of an alley back here, which was a little too wide to just be left empty, and so I've filled it with vines and ivy that's sort of creeping up the side of the library. So the idea is the library has these plants running around it, and since they've been neglected, they've started climbing up the side and sort of engulfing the building. And then moving on here, we have this little tree I built, which, yeah, it's a bit crowded, a bit packed in. I think the actual the trunk looks pretty cool. It looks alright from certain angles. This is definitely a work in progress currently, I'd say. Might be trimmed down a little. Let's see what I decide. I definitely like this sort of walkway where you're under the trees canopy. It'd be nice to get some bees in the hive. There might have been at some point, but they're probably gone now. There's some flowers for them to pollinate. It's just in a bit of an awkward spot, this tree, because I wanted something here to fill the space and sort of go with the greenery vibe that's going on with this library here, but I think it's just slightly too big. It's nearly there, just needs a little editing. I'll figure it out. I do like having these vines here because it kind of hides how plain the sides and back of the library are in contrast with the rest of it. In fact, a lot of my motivation for building the bank and the prison here were basically just to hide how ugly the back and side of the library look. And now I've also got these vines to cover that up even better. So yeah, I think that's about everything. I mean, it doesn't seem like much, but that roof took ages. You might have seen in the last video, before I got the mace, I was at nearly like 112 experience level. And that's all from just trading glass. Very good source of experience. And now on the topic of the mace, I've enchanted it with density 5, but there's another enchantment I can get with it, Wind Charge, that basically allows you to wall jump with the mace, that I really want to get, but I have to go to the trial chamber again to do it, which I just know is going to take a long time. But before I do that, I just want to finally get around to building some of these interiors that I've been neglecting for too long, so I think that's going to be my next big project. It's gotten to the point where it's months between these videos. I'm definitely not burnt out or anything, it's just I have less motivation to make them as frequently. I'm always like tinkering around in this world every like few weeks or so. It's just, you know, I don't want to force it. I get to stuff when I get to stuff. I will have this village complete, if it can ever be complete, so I can probably work in this village forever, but at least give every building interior and have every spot in the village have something interesting going on. But anyway, I think that's enough of that for today. Time to finally get around to interiors. I feel like I've been saying this for the best part of a year. Probably more than that now. But yeah, I'll get onto that. See ya.